Prime Minister, we all support planned migration, but your budget announcement to bring in 1.5 million people over this 5-year period is more than the entire population of Adelaide, and you have no plan. Every city is already congested. Infrastructure is cut in this budget. There's no plan for where these people will live during a housing and rental crisis. Economists point out that this is, as an unplanned migration program, inflationary. It's going to keep interest rates higher for longer. And why didn't the Treasurer make any mention of this in his speech last night?
Give order. The member for Barker. And the Minister for Home Affairs, if she interjects one more time, will be warned. Give the call to the Prime Minister.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. Well, the hypocrisy knows no bounds, Mr Speaker. This is what the Leader of the Opposition said about migration on the 2nd of September 2022 about migration. He said this: "It's too little too late." This is a decision that should have been made 100 days ago when the government was elected. But of course they didn't do that. That's what he said in September. Just in case you think that was a slip of the tongue and wasn't thought through, this is what he said a month later in a speech to the Tourism and Transport Forum Leadership Summit on the 21st of October 2022. This Leader of the Opposition said this: "We need migration. The government's announcement to increase the permanent migration intake has been delayed because of union pressure." That's what he had to say, because what he actually knows...
Order. Members on my right, order. There is far too much noise. The Prime Minister will pause. The Leader of the Opposition will be heard in silence for his point of order.
Well, Mr Speaker, it's on relevance. The figure of 1.5 million was in the budget papers last night. Could you explain the 1.5 million figure?
Order. The member for Hume. Prime Minister will continue, and I'll be listening to his answer carefully to make sure it's relevant to the question.
I got to ask the question about migration. I'm spot on. He mightn't want to hear what he was saying about migration. He mightn't want to hear the facts either.
The member for Fairfax.
Which are that the figures when they were in,
the member for Fairfax will see some
when they were in government. At least he's not one of the ones hunting you. Worry a bit closer.
Order.
Worry a bit closer. But what we had.
Order. The Prime Minister will continue. Order.
What we had.
Order. The Leader of the
What
Nationals.
we have, the fact is that migration would have been higher under their figures. Under their figures. And the Minister for Home Affairs gave a terrific speech at the National Press Club where she outlined all of this. We had to have, as part of that, the draft new strategy that was released on the 27th of April, that fed into the budget that was released last night. This is what they had to say. Chaired by Dr Martin Parkinson, the former head of Prime Minister and Cabinet under those opposite, Order. Australia's migration program is not fit for purpose. Australia now has a migration program that fails to attract the most highly skilled migrants and fails to enable business to efficiently access workers. Went on to say, there is clear evidence of systematic exploitation and the risk of an emerging permanently temporary underclass. That's what they had to say. That's what they had to say. And the Leader of the Nats, in case you think they missed out, said this: "We'll be constructive with this government in saying we welcome the changes that they're bringing forward. We believe permanent migration is important." Good on you, Dave.